this week on Choice Nugs Only. My co-host Carson is back, so it's a regular episode of Choice Nugs Only. I almost said Itty Bitty Podcast. That's our other show. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. We get back. We haven't seen each other in a couple weeks, so this was a long overdue podcast for Choice Nugs Only. So it was a fun episode. We smoked as we always do. So if you are interested, make sure you check out the show and tune in, smoke out, and get ready for Choice Nugs Only. Fucked it up.
No, just leave it in. Leave all this and fuck it, dude. We're starting.
Carson's back,
recording.
dude.
Active's back.
Active's back. I forgot you have a nickname. Active's back.
What everybody needs to really know is that, even when Active's not here, Active's always with you in your hearts and in your hallways.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. He's coming back with a fucking vengeance. My goodness, Choice Nugs Only, episode 9.
I thought about that on the way here.
I'm glad you did think about that.
Perry's gonna love that one.
That was good. It was really good. Fuck. Dude. We're back with another episode of Choice Nugs Only. I only did a dab. Carson didn't do a dab today.
No more dabs for me.
No more dabs. So we're back. So Carson, you were gone because you were at Iron Maiden. So
I went to Iron Maiden. Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything about this, so I want to know if was there anything like good stories or anything like that, or you just didn't go hard in the paint?
I went with my buddy Chase and my brother, and my brother was the one who really wanted to go because I've never been a big Iron Maiden guy. I don't know about you, but
I had their song in my wedding.
Which one?
Run to the Hills. Is that their song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had that when they throw the garter.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
It's Well, before I went to the show, I'd only ever heard that song
that's
Number
really
of the
all
Beast.
I knew, so.
Just those two. So, but my brother was super stoked to go. So he's like, "Oh, will you take me? Will you take me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" He's 18, so he's cool to hang out with now. But yeah, I brought him and picked up our buddy Chase and went down to Portland. And for never hearing any more than those two songs, they were really good. I had a really good time. Our seats were kind of shitty though.
Are they old as fuck?
Yeah, all of them are in their 60s. I think combined they're like 300-400 years old or something. They said the number at the show, but
was there an opener?
Yeah, but we missed them because nobody. I didn't know who they were. I think I asked my brother once, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't really care for them. It doesn't matter if we miss them." So we just kind of fucked around on the way there, and then just showed up for Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Do you and your brother get along?
Oh yeah. We haven't hung out a whole lot till recently because we're 5 years apart in age. So that was always kind of weird, but it's cool now. Took him to a strip club after the show.
Oh, yeah?
So
Where were you at? Seattle?
Portland, because the show is at the Moda Center.
Did you go to one of those strip clubs that it's like a vegan strip club? Have you ever heard of these?
A vegan strip? I think it said something about vegan something in there, but
supposedly I don't know. I've never been, but my buddy was telling me, I'm cranked all the fucking way up. My buddy was telling me that in Portland they have vegan strip clubs where you have to tip in $2 bills. What? So you have to cash in your money for $2 bills, and that's how you tip at the strip club.
Huh? Just to save on paper.
I don't know if it's save on paper or if it's just a weird fucking hipster thing to do. It's cool, man.
I could see Portland pulling some shit like that. But no, it definitely wasn't one of those places. We went in, got our singles. Cover charge was fucking $15, which is how you know I'm broke, because I'm bitching about a $15 cover charge.
Jesus.
But
we went to a strip club out that way, and I don't think I've told this on the podcast. I don't think so. So it was me and my wife and a buddy of mine, and we had gone to, speaking of the Red Fest, we were talking about that earlier. We had gone to Red Fest, and it's a beer festival. You drink all day.
That's in Seattle, right? Okay.
Yeah, it was at the Elysian Brewery or something this year.
Okay.
That year that we went. And so we get a hotel room so you don't have to drive. And we decided we were going to take an Uber to go to a strip club because me and Amy had never been to one. So we drive all the way out there, and we get there, and we're like, at this point we're drunk, so we've been drinking all day. We're like, we don't want to pay the fucking $22 cover to go into this strip club.
It's $22.
Yeah, it was like $22 or something.
Fucking ridiculous.
So we just decided to pay for the Uber back, go back to our hotel, and find a strip club like in a little like dive bar behind a dive bar.
Right.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah. Not as quality on the inside.
Well, the first girl was like, she was fucking hella busted. Like, actually, no, I don't really remember the first. I remember one was decent.
Yeah.
They all had like, you know, C-section scars and shit. And like, they, you know, it was like the B squad.
Right.
So we're there for a little bit, and there's this black dude. He's throwing out fucking money like it's making it rain and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so this girl comes out to this weird ass music. It's almost like 80s, like soft rock,
like Phil Collins type of shit.
not even just like a lot of like wailing guitars, like almost like like a love scene from Top Gun or something.
Oh, okay, like a real slow like metal ballad, some shit like that. Okay,
Maybe some saxophone thrown in there for good pleasure.
right.
And so comes out and like immediately is playing this music. Her haircut is like Sinead O'Connor, like bald, like shaved bald.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell like it's by choice. And then she was wearing like this weird smock type thing. I don't know what the fuck it was. And one of the previous girls had come up and like danced on Amy, and like, you know, the crowd was into it and shit.
Right.
So this girl had seen that. She's like, oh, I'm going to capitalize on that. And so she fucking goes on the stage and she starts dancing to this fucking Top Gun, fucking slow ass 80s anthem.
Yeah.
And it's not going well.
like she's not really feeling it. She's not moving.
She's not moving well. She's just very spastic, like, and she's just not getting any money. Nobody's giving her any money. And so she comes over to Amy, and Amy's wearing like a low cut shirt because we were outside in the sun all day and we're hot and shit. And she just reaches in down Amy's shirt and grabs her titty and just
like skin to skin contact, like right in the
yeah,
shirt. Okay.
Yeah. And so Amy's just like, she didn't know what to do. And I'm just like, and it wasn't even like, you know, most of the time you'd be like, oh, that's hot. Yeah. But it was so like, it was almost like disturbing. It was like, I feel like we just were molested. Like both of us were molested.
Like normally you're like, I think you got to give her $5 now.
Yeah, and then we didn't.
We
didn't. No, it was just like she just came up and nobody else gave her money. And so finally it was so bad. She went up to the black dude who kept throwing his money and making it rain. And she's like, really? And she put her hands up like, and he fucking gave her some pity money. And yeah, it was fucking bad.
It's like, just go away, bitch.
That was the one and only time we've been to the strip club together.
No, one and only time together, or your only time at a strip club?
Oh no, I've been to plenty of strip clubs.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, but just me and her together.
Gotcha. No, Portland was good. Like,
did you stay there, or you just went down for the show?
No, we just went down for the night. We weren't even planning on going to the club, but Chase was like, as soon as the show was over, Chase was like, "Hey, strip club?" And I was like, "Oh shit, my brother's never been to one." Sure.
Did you buy him a lap dance?
No. So after we paid for the 3 cover charges, and I was bankrolling Chase's experience, so you know I paid his. We had like maybe $30-$40 between the 3 of us to throw while we were in there. So like, yeah, we'll go in, you know, throw a few dollars on the catwalk, have a good time. But like right when we were about to leave and we were all out of cash, the DJ announces like, oh, you know, lap dances, you know, 2 for $1, $20, some shit like that, you know, just whatever specials they had going on. And then a bunch of dancers came out, you know, to like, you know, entice people into that. One of them comes right up to my brother because, you know, he's the fucking kid.
Right.
And they're like, fresh we'll get him.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, you want to dance? And takes his hand. He's like, yeah, okay. And before I can tell him that she's going to need $20, she's already got him, like leading him to the back. And I'm looking at Chase. I'm like, dude, watch this. Because you're like, we're not going to go chase after. But like, this will be hilarious. And, you know, she walks him like almost to the back room. And I see him like exchange some words, and he comes back like with his head down and shit. He's like, "Man, she needed money." I was like, "No shit, she needed money." That's what they do. This is their job.
Yeah,
you got to pay for it.
I always feel bad whenever I always am like, strip club's a great idea until you get there, and then you're just like, I feel fucking terrible. Like, I don't want to make eye contact.
Right, you feel a little dirty for it.
You do. It's got to be the right circumstances with the right strippers. And
The right strippers.
And in a dive bar with Sinead O'Connor lookalike is not the place to be.
No.
Not the move. But strip clubs are, I mean, it's a rite of passage, I guess, if you've never been to one.
You got to go at least once.
Yeah. I remember I went to a strip club back in the day, and I had my buddy's ID, and I had memorized everything. Like, I thought I was slick. I'm like, I'm going to memorize his name. I'm going to memorize everything.
You had your buddy's ID because, like, he was older than you? And you were just using it?
He was 21, and he looked, because this place was a Gentleman's Club. So you had to be 21 to get in.
Right.
And so he had let me borrow his ID, and he kind of looked like me. Like, if you looked at it in the dark, you couldn't really tell the difference.
Right, just like a quick flash at it, and like, okay, that's you.
Right. So I go in, and the bouncer's looking at it, and he's looking at me, and he kind of goes back and forth, and there's a cop standing there. And at this point, we're already in there. I don't see the cop standing there when I'm outside. I see him as soon as we walk in, and I'm like, well, I can't just fucking turn around and walk out. Like, in my head, I'm like, I gotta go through with this.
Right, or otherwise he'd look suspect as fuck.
Yeah, so we're standing there, and then he calls the cop over, and he's like, hey, look at this. The cop looks at it, looks at me. He's like, it kind of looks like him, but have him sign. And I'm like, what? He's like, have him write the signature. And I'm like, I remembered fucking everything, but I didn't even look at his signature.
That's the one everybody forgets.
So he tells me to sign. I would like kind of try to remember, so I just fucking wake up like, fuck it, just go, have confidence, just like at the fucking Nas show. I was like, I'm just gonna go with confidence.
Yeah.
And he looks and he's like, it's close, and I knew one of the girls that worked there, so I just blurted out her name. I'm like, I know, I'm not gonna say her name.
Yeah, whatever her name was.
So I would say her name, and fucking the dude kind of looks at me, and he's like, okay. So he goes inside, comes back in. Comes in, he's like, you could go in, you're all good. He's like, but I want to walk you in. So he walks me in, and he's like, hey, so-and-so is my girlfriend, and I know when she's lying to me, and I know you're not 21, like, I know you're not supposed to be here, but I didn't want to get you in trouble with the cop. Come in here, don't cause any trouble, tip well, and you don't have any problems. I'm like, okay. And he fucking let me in, and I fucking didn't do it. I was like 17 or 18 at the time. And you had to be 21 to be in there, and he just he let me stay in because he asked the girl, and she was like, yeah, he's 21.
And she was totally lying.
She was lying, he knew it, and fucking he was just like, yeah, he let me in. So
what a cool guy.
Yeah, I got to see some titties. I mean, I had already seen titties, but
you got to go and
I got to pay to see him. Yeah, so that was the fucking fun thing. So
that's like I think I've talked about it on here before, but a buddy of mine in high school found an ID on the side of the road, or found a wallet on the side of the road that had an ID that looked like just like him, but he was like 23, 24 or whatever. And he went up to Olympia to buy liquor for these girls that were throwing a party. And they're like, yeah, get us liquor and, you can come. I'm like, yeah, fucking sure, whatever. And he walks in there, because I was just right up there. He walks in. He comes back with it, and he's like, dude, they scared the shit out of me. Because same thing. He had memorized everything on the ID, but they're like, yeah, you got to sign for this. And he's like, oh, fuck. And same thing. He's just like, okay, guess I'll wing it. And they're like, okay, good enough. And fucking sold it to him.
Yeah, you just think about it, and you're like, fuck, dude, I looked at everything but the signature. I had a legit fake ID that I paid for, and I got it. I was like 19 or 20 or something like that. 19, I think. And it said I was 21. It had my picture, it had my name. It said it scanned from Vermont, but it was a Maine ID. And so it would work damn near everywhere. And I used it forever. I remember my buddies got confiscated like 2 weeks, like right before he turned 21. And then like I was about to turn 21 in a month. And I went to a bar I knew that I couldn't go into. And I figured the worst is they would take my ID. So I go in, I try to use it. They like fucking go to the back, come back with a cop. And I'm shit-faced at this point. And like he asked me where my car is. And I'm like, to walk him to my car. There's open containers. So they arrested me for like false misuse of identification.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, false misuse of identification, fucking...
They could have got you like on identity theft.
Minor possession of alcohol. It wasn't identity theft because it was my picture and shit. But false misuse of identification is what they called it. It's so I actually ended up getting out of that one because I knew a cop. And he was shady as fuck. I'm not gonna obviously say anything about the name, but
you were just like, hey, can you get me out of this? And he did, or what?
Well, there was like this was like fucking years ago. I don't even know if this dude's still, I don't even think he's a cop anymore, but I'm not sure. But he ended up, I knew him through a friend, and he was supposed to help me out and basically like get rid of the charges because he knew the dude. And so he wanted me to bring like pills and shit to his house. And so I had to like fucking bring him over, and I get there and his family's there, and like I'm like, bro, like what am I supposed to do? He's like, just say you're dropping paperwork off in my shed. I'm like, okay. Fucking drop it off. And like he kept texting me, and it was a whole big thing. And then he was asking me to like get somebody pulled over. He's like, yeah, just fucking when they text you, like when your dealer texts you. And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, I got these for you. Like, I don't fuck with this shit. Like, I did a little bit, but I wasn't like out there like.
But he wanted you to sell out your
like
dealer?
Percocets and Yeah, he wanted me to get Percocets, and he wanted me to be like call him when I was getting pulled over or when I was meeting up with the dude. And he's like, yeah, have a meet up, and then tell you like, you know, I'll pull in, bust you both, let you both go, search the cars though, and then I'll take the shit and give you half the fucking stuff. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I had text messages. So I saved all these text messages. I mean, this was years ago. But yeah.
But enough to blackmail the shit out of him.
Well, I wasn't going to blackmail him, but if even had ever been like, hey, man, like, you better do this or I'm going to get you in trouble, I'd be like, 5 fucking text messages, you know? Like, that was when text messages was, like, first coming out. And I was like, dude, these things are permanent. So,
yeah.
So, but
that
was
crazy.
A long time ago.
Some Grand Theft Auto shit.
Yeah. So, speaking of fucking cops, we were just talking about that Aberdeen fucking shooting video. Did you watch the video?
I mean, just now, like when I got here, when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
No, they just pulled up and shot that guy.
Yeah, he does like a fucking drive-by on this dude.
Just fucked up.
Aberdeen, Washington, if you haven't seen it. This fucking cop rolls up and fucking... And then they like photoshopped a picture with a gun in his hand.
No, it said they were chasing him for a while before that happened. Yeah. And there was no audio to it. So we can't really hear what anyone was saying. He looks like he's mentally ill. But from what I saw, it didn't look like he had a gun.
No. But who knows?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know, but you know, that's what it looked like.
So, well,
but it's crazy.
Yeah, he does a fucking full-on drive-by. He's just like 1, 2, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, like they threw it in park. 4 seconds later, fucking shot him.
Are you even supposed to do that? I don't think you're supposed to shoot from your vehicle.
I don't know,
unless it's like a clear and present danger, which a rambling fucking homeless dude.
I don't remember the last time the cops shot a guy in Aberdeen. That just doesn't happen there.
Yeah, that's wild. And it was a white guy.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So, all right, well, we'll move on from that topic just because it's fucking kind of a bummer. But
yeah, that's a developing story.
Speaking of bummers, summer's over.
Yeah, man. You know, I got my Soundgarden shirt on. I got the red and black flannel. You know, going full grunge.
Yeah, the leaves are starting to change. I saw that shit when I was driving home today. It's like, fuck.
Right.
It just went. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, fuck, it's about to be September. And I'm like, it's September 3rd.
It's like Halloween's coming up, but it just gets less and less cool as you get older.
What are you going to be? Are you going to culturally appropriate?
Oh, absolutely. Go like, you know, full headdress and like buckskin clothes or whatever.
You should just go with like one thing from every culture,
like every nationality.
You should just go as cultural appropriation, dude. That would be a fucking. If anybody takes that Halloween costume, just at least give the Choice Nugs Only podcast credit. That would be a good fucking.
It'd be ironic as fuck. It'd be hilarious.
That'd be a really good costume. Just hella.
We should figure out a way to do that. Make it hilarious.
I can't tell if this mic is picking up the jingling of my water or not, but I apologize if so. But.
Whatever.
Just before that, spilled it all over everything. So
spilled your wine too, man.
Yeah, that's a party foul. Fuck, and we're smoking a blunt too. Fucking Choice Nugs Only.
Yeah. Sure, dude.
Fuck summer, man. Summer's so fucking, it just goes by so quick.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm kind of glad that the White Claw thing is winding down.
Yeah. Yeah, summer 2019, the summer of the claw.
But now it's pumpkin beer and pumpkin spice. But I'm wondering what's good. There's got to be like a new trend, because every year there's like something new with alcohol. Just
Dude.
like I used to see it when I would bartend. There's a new fucking trend every year. So
New trend. Have you heard the Post Malone song with Ozzy Osbourne? Speaking of new trends,
yes, I listened to. I haven't heard the whole thing. I heard some of it because I saw like millennials and shit were talking about.
Yeah.
Who's this Ozzy Osbourne? He's about to blow up.
Oh, I saw a bunch of tweets like, "Oh, you know, who knows who Ozzy Osbourne is, but good for Post Malone for putting him on, giving him a chance." Like, what the fuck are you? What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I listened to some of the Post Malone album. I just have never been too big into him.
Nope.
I was all right. I just feel like he's always got the same kind of rhythm and beat and shit. And like,
I haven't heard the new album, but I've liked his stuff so far.
yeah. I talked about it last week with Amy, but you weren't here. Fucking the new Earth Gang album. I texted you about going to that show in November. I think I'm really going to go. They're fucking dope.
I've never heard of Earth Gang.
They're fucking dope. I've talked about them on here before, but they're like, I hate to compare them to Outkast, but they sound a lot like Outkast. But I don't want to talk too much about them because I always fucking suck their dicks. But their new album is called Mirrorland. It's fucking dope as fuck. So it's good for like weed smoking shit. It's
right.
Like, a lot of dope beats, and like they can sing and rap. So it's just kind of like,
dude, I'd kill to go to an Outkast show.
I've seen Outkast live. I saw them at like Bottle Rock, which is in Napa, so it's like at wine country.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first went out there, it was before Uber and Lyft and shit were like, it had just started blowing up, and you couldn't get a ride anywhere. So some off-duty Lyft chick had to give us a ride home, and Amy had to fucking ride in the trunk and shit.
What?
Yeah. But we got back. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna. And I left my bag in this. There was a bar there I think it was in Napa, where you walk in and it's like somebody's living room. You're like, what the fuck? There's a band playing you're in the living room. Like, you just walk in and there's a band playing. You're in the living room, and you go straight and there's a bar, and there's just like a straight up bar, and it's just a house, and you just hang out there. Like, it was fucking weird. Yeah, so I left my bag there by accident. They probably thought it was like a bomb or some shit. Had to walk back, and then there was no fucking rides available. So hop in this Lyft and ghetto ride it back to the fucking hotel.
You know, everybody's ridden in the trunk once or twice, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've had people in my trunk, but wait, what?
What?
No, nothing. Anyway, on. Oh shit! So we went to 98 Degrees and Boys to Men last night.
Boys to Men.
Yeah, dude. Fucking
how was that?
It was dope, actually. It was good. It was
Really?
at the Washington State Fair. So you got to see a bunch of morbidly obese people fucking shoveling. I mean, I was one of them at the time. I was fucking
deep fried Twinkies and shit.
Deep fried butter.
Deep fried butter. It's just butter on a stick, deep fried.
Oh, yeah.
$2.99. Put it in your face.
So, but it was dope. They had 98 Degrees, and Amy kept talking shit about them, and I'm like, yo, you're at the fucking show. Why are you talking shit? So we kind of went back and forth about that, but they were pretty good. I felt like better than I expected. And then Boyz II Men came out and killed it. They did all their hits, fucking End of the Road. That's the only one I know the name of, but they did all I knew all the like music. I just can't. I don't know the fucking names and shit.
Right.
So they killed it, but we went and saw that, and there was this. I'm pretty sure they were Filipino. But they were in front of us, and they had like bags of those scones that they fucking sell. So I kept smelling that shit the whole time, and she was live streaming the entire fucking performance. So I don't know where she was live streaming it to or what. And I get towards the end and I'm like, fuck, I had been taking my pen and taking like little hits and blowing it into my shirt, being hella discreet. But it was towards the end. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to take a big ass hit. Like, Boyz II Men's on. I'm going to blow that shit out. So I blew that shit out, and it went right in front of her video. I didn't realize I tried to blow it up over her, and she just whipped her head back and fucking like was looking like, where'd that come from? And I just fucking stood there like,
hey, not me.
So, because I had been there the whole time, and so she didn't suspect me. But if you're listening, bitch, that was me. I fucked up your live stream. She was hell mad about that shit. But
fuck it.
If anything, I made it better.
I was just gonna say that.
So whatever, fuck her. But yeah, but it was cool. It was a fun little fucking outing on a Thursday night.
Weren't Boys to Men the ones who got caught like lip syncing?
No, that was Billy Vanilli.
Okay.
And one of the dudes killed himself, I think.
What?
Yeah, he ended up killing himself like later on in life because he was like, I mean,
they were like of the lip syncing.
Well, they were like fucking like a number one group, I think, weren't they? They were like
they were really popular, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were supposed to be this huge group, and they got caught lip syncing, and it wasn't their music. Like that was the thing; it wasn't even their music. I don't think they weren't even singing it. They were just, and so he ended up like killing himself because of that shit. I'm pretty sure. I just make up people dying on this show all the time, so who knows? Whatever.
It's morbid as fuck.
Yeah, we'll see, but whatever. Oh shit! So, speaking of fucking shit food, like that they had at the fucking fair, did you see all that bullshit about the Popeyes sandwich? Have you heard about that shit?
Popeyes versus the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, they just came out with like a Popeyes chicken sandwich. I was just at Popeyes like a couple weeks ago. You never see that shit anywhere. And I was at one, it was like on a rest stop. And we stopped and got Popeyes. Mm-hmm. And a week later, they had the chicken sandwich. So I missed out on it. Yeah,
I haven't had the chicken sandwich yet. But if I had to pick between Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, and KFC, it would go Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, KFC. Best or worst.
KFC's not even chicken. It's like brat.
It's garbage.
Yeah, that shit's fucking gross. But
no, Popeyes is the shit. The biscuits, you bet.
You bet.
You bet.
Oh shit, fuck. What else do I have on? I have a lot of shit written down here. I'm like too fucking all over the place. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I saw this shit today. Did you ever watch because Halloween's gonna be coming up and shit too, so getting spooky. Did you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No.
Did you know what it is?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
So I forget what the kids were called. They were like the Midnight Society of some fucking bullshit, some bitch ass kids. And they would tell a story and then throw sand on the fucking fire, and then this fucking story would start. It was creepy and it was fucking cool and shit. So like they're redoing that, of course, because they're redoing everything. Mm-hmm. And so trailer looks super dark, and it's gonna be, I think it was Nickelodeon, I think, is who makes it. So they're gonna redo that shit. So if you're into that kind of scary shit,
you like Rob Zombie movies?
Yeah, 3 from Hell.
3 from Hell. That's coming out really soon, like this month.
That dude's about to die though. I don't know if he's about to die, but not Rob Zombie, the Captain Spaulding.
Oh, Sid Haig.
Yeah. He's like not doing well. Hopefully he does better, but I guess he's not really in the movie much. Because
what the fuck?
He's been like sick and shit. So
no Captain
that's why they've been showing that other guy. No, he's in it, but like not.
Well, yeah.
So who knows? But I'm still gonna see the fuck out of it. I'm excited to see that.
I just want one good Captain Spaulding moment.
Did you see House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects?
I've seen Devil's Rejects, but I haven't seen House of a Thousand Corpses.
You should watch both of them before. The first one's it's more like a horror, like 1970s type, like horror, like a House of Horrors and shit. Mm-hmm. The dude from The Office is in it, Dwight Schrute.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and so it's pretty fucked up. But I really liked it. I was a big fan of that movie. And then Devil's Rejects, a lot of those quotes, when he's like, I'm the devil, I'm here to do the devil's work.
Yeah.
That shit's like actual Charles Manson quotes.
Really?
Like, yeah, I was watching some documentary and he says it. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So that movie's pretty tapped.
Devil's Rejects was dark as fuck.
When the chick runs out with the skin on her face and she gets hit by the fucking truck.
And dude, the big shootout at the end with fucking Leonard Skinner going,
yeah.
Freebird.
So that's where, it's going to have to come from there. That's where the next one's going to take off. It's like,
yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen. I'm excited to see that shit.
Yeah, when he goes, like, what's the matter, kid? Don't you like clowns? Aren't we fucking funny?
Don't we make you laugh?
I'm going to come back here. If you ain't got a good reason why you hate clowns, I'm going to kill your whole fucking family.
Yeah,
that's so good. So fucking good.
All those lines. So I'm hoping that he gets some good liners, some one-liners and shit in it. But I can't remember. spoiler alert if you didn't see it. Well, we already spoiled the fuck out of it. Did they kill that cop at the end of this Devil's Rejects, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
They fucking, oh yeah, he takes him into the fire and fucking burns him with Tiny. I forgot about Tiny, man.
Everybody forgets about Tiny.
Until the end. And he comes out of nowhere and fucks you up.
Yeah.
Fucks you up proper. It's like, you got nails in your hands, I'm gonna rip that shit out and fuck you up with them.
No. His music's really good too, man. Like White Zombie, and then when he went solo.
Yeah.
Really good.
Speaking of, I saw Rob Zombie with Korn, and Korn just had a new album out.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty decent. I listened to the first song, you get to the end, and he's like crying, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, and part of me was like, this motherfucker is like a grown man crying. But then part of me was like, Korn was hella dope when he was crying on songs. So I was like, I'm gonna listen to this fucking album. And it was actually good. I listened to it from start to finish. I haven't done that for a new Korn album in a long time. So
you still fuck with like new metal bands?
Yeah,
like
I mean, Korn has been really good at changing their sound though over the years. If you like, when EDM and shit first popped off, they had an album where they did like remixes with DJs, and like they had Skrillex on there and shit.
Yeah.
So they've always like kind of changed their shit up.
I forgot about that.
And I think they finally were like, you know what? Let's just go back to what the fuck.
Yeah.
Let's go back to making heavy metal. So it rocks pretty hard, man.
It rocks pretty hard,
bro. If I was gonna say it fucks, but like I'm too old to say that shit.
Yeah.
So I just won't. So you can say that. You can say it fucks, but I don't think I can get away with it. So, the fuck were we just talking about? I just got myself completely sidetracked.
I know we talk about a lot of shit.
Speaking of fucking.
The fucking?
Yeah, no.
Doing some fucking.
I saw a headline today for Joey Diaz's new tour.
Really?
Do you know what it's called?
No. What is
Are you a Joey Diaz fan?
Absolutely.
So I mean, I think he's hilarious. I just I haven't actually sat down to listen to. I subscribe to his podcast and shit, but I haven't actually listened to it. Listened to it a little bit, but anytime he's on Rogan, I listen to it. But anyway, his new tour is called like 56 and Still Slinging Dick, I think it's called. You see, I wrote it down. Yeah, the 56 and I'm Still Slinging Dick tour. That's the name of the tour. So whenever, like, anytime it has a headline, they have to say it's Joey Diaz at the I'm still 56 and I'm Still Slinging Dick tour. So I thought that was fucking funny. I was like, I'm gonna have to check out more of his stand up.
That sounds like Joey Diaz, yeah.
Did we talk about Chappelle? Or did you watch Chappelle's stand up yet, or Bill Burr's?
I haven't seen Bill Burr's. I've seen most of Chappelle's. I fell asleep watching it one night.
Dude, you're getting fucking old.
Fuck you.
What did you just turn 25?
23.
Oh, 23. Fuck, that's even worse. You're already falling asleep.
Well, I was playing Grand Theft Auto until like 3 a.m, and then I was like, I'm going to go to sleep, and I just turned it on and fell asleep to it.
Yeah. I've fallen asleep with video games. That's when you know you're fucking old, is when you're playing video games and you fall asleep.
Right in the middle of it.
Yeah. I'm just like, whoa, fuck.
Like, it's funny, I actually did that last night.
Did you? Yeah.
But I was drinking beers last night. I had like 4 of them, so I just kind of...
When I was in health class, I remember them in high school, they were like, yeah, when you drink alcohol, it's a depressant. I was like, what the fuck? That shit's not a depressant. Like, that shit gets me.
Then you get older and fuck, yeah.
You get older, yeah. You start drinking at 2 p.m. You're like, hey, what are we doing tonight? And you're like, I'm fucking sleeping tonight. That's what I'm doing. That's what the fuck I'm doing. I'm jumping in my fucking bed and I'm going to fuck to sleep.
But when you're drinking a 4 Loko at 18, you know, you're setting the house on fire, jumping off the roof.
I'm trying to, what's the wildest shit you've done while you were drunk? Like, besides puking, like nothing like I'm talking vandalism, like fighting.
I boxed my friend Marcus one time because we were drinking a bunch of, you know, like Bud Light Platinums, having a barbecue.
I feel like everybody's boxed their friend when they're drunk, right?
Probably.
I slap boxed my buddy and he fucked me up, but go ahead and finish your story.
And then we just happened to have 2 pairs of gloves laying around, and it was like, fuck you, bet I could knock you out. It's like, fuck you, bet you can't. And so we just fucking slugged it out real quick, went a couple of rounds. It was kind of unfair though, because, you know, I'm 6'1" and he's like 5'5", 5'6".
Oh shit! So you got that reach? You just fucking popped him.
Had all that reach, and at the time I was going to the gym 5 days a week and just fucking pumping it out. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's mild compared to some of the stupid shit I've done while I was fucked up. You haven't drank enough, I don't think. I'm just kidding. Real quick, I don't want to forget these. Speaking of boxing, too, my buddy, my best friend, fucking, when we were younger, we had boxing gloves. We were like we had been like a little over 10, maybe like between 10 and 13. And we would fight with the boxing gloves, and I was always better. He will never admit that I was better with them, but like he would always run at me fucking windmill style. So I'd just pop him and shit and get him,
Right.
And so we took the gloves off and we were taking a break, and my back is turned to him. So while my back's turned to him, he puts his fucking gloves on behind me, and he's like, all right, you ready? And as I'm putting my first glove on, he gets up and just starts fucking nailing me in the back of the head. You motherfucker. I'm probably like all fucked up in the head from that shit, from getting CTE. But yeah, so that was my quick boxing story.
Damn.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I've done some stupid shit. Like one time, me and that same guy, Marcus, and one of the guys you work with, I won't say his name on here, but we were all just drinking Jameson whiskey, and we're like, fuck you, we're going to take you to the porno shop, because Aberdeen just has a local porno shop.
Right.
And he's like, no, I don't want to go. I have a girlfriend. I can't go there. We're like, fuck you, we're going to make you go. We took him down there and fucking... We shoplifted like a fucking 3-pack of porno magazines for no reason. Because it was like
not?
Fucking 2015. You have the internet. Why? But
something to do.
Just fucking drunk and being stupid.
My first time in a club, I was like, I don't know, I was probably 16, maybe 16, 17, and it was this dude we knew. His girlfriend was in college. And so they took me out there, and my buddy had been drinking Jameson all fucking the whole ride up to get there. So every couple minutes you would hear the cap of the bottle go off, and you would smell fucking alcohol. And meanwhile, I think I was drinking Bacardi or some shit as we were driving up. So we get up there, and he puts all his Jameson in a Poland Spring bottle. Like Poland Spring is water in Massachusetts. Right. And so he puts his shit in that, and I'm still drinking. We get some dude to get me a fake ID. Doesn't look anything like me. We have to take a shuttle from the college campus to get to the bars, and this was in like New Haven, Connecticut, which is where Yale is, and it's also super ghetto. It's like ghetto as fuck.
Really?
Yeah. So we took a shuttle to get there, and we're drinking on the way, and my buddy is fucking hammered. Mind you, I don't really have experience handling drunk people because I'm still young, I still haven't really even got drunk myself. So my buddy's so fucked up, he's spitting on the floor, like just acting like a fucking asshole. And we get to the club, and I'm trying to keep him in line because he's just being outrageous, like talking hella shit, fucking acting a fool, like just drinking his, like taking swigs out of his Poland. So I start drinking the Poland Spring bottle so he doesn't get too fucked up. We get to the line to get in, and I'm going to go into the club, and I'm like, fuck, like this is it. Am I going to get in? So I get in, and I'm pumped to get into this club. I walk in, and I'm wearing like jeans, and I have American Eagle polo on, like this fucking brown American Eagle polo. Like I was not dressed. I was just dressed fucking. So I get in
like a fucking goober.
Yeah, and as soon as I get in, all the alcohol hits me because I'm like, fuck, I'm pumped. Like this is my first time in a bar, club, and it was like a legit club. And so you always heard stories of the club, and there's girls fucking dancing on this like it's a stage. So it wasn't like a strip club, but it was an actual club, and there's girls, like actual girls that are coming there to drink, and they're on the stage and shit. So I get so fucked up that I go and I climb up on the stage, and I'm dancing, and that's like within 10 minutes of getting there. Like I'm already on the stage. So the bouncers are like fucking already talking about me. So they're like, they call me over, and they're like, hey man, you got to tuck in your shirt. And oh yeah, I tripped up the stairs. So I tripped up the stairs as I was going to the stage. Like a fool. Yeah. And so then like they come up, and they're like, yeah, you got to tuck in your shirt. And I just look at the bouncer, and I grab my shirt, and I fucking go. It's fucking tucked. And I flipped my hands up. And he's like, yeah, you got to go. Within like 30 minutes, I got kicked out of this club. So, and then that was it. Like,
Just
they took
being
me,
an
and I was
asshole.
blacked out after that. They had to take me back. I got so sick. Like, the next day we had such a bad hangover. I was fucking, yeah. So I got kicked out of the first club I ever went to within 30 minutes. It was pretty fun. And then I hooked up with some chick on the bus who was just as drunk as I was, crying about her boyfriend or some shit. So it was very, very weird night. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
So
Good job.
that was
30
we just got
That's
off
a
on a
record.
fucking tangent. Shit. Fuck. That was a fucking long one.
Sure.
So we've been watching fucking Friends. You ever watch Friends? Speaking of fucking...
You know, everybody talks about Friends. Like, oh, you gotta watch Friends. It's hilarious. It's great. I've never been that into Friends.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's good for what it is. Like, in its time, I can see it, but it's not my thing.
Yeah, it's basically, it's good because it's got like hot Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox. Even Lisa Kudrow is all right. It's a very white show.
Yeah,
It's extremely white.
that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's a very, very white show.
I'm like, these people need some friends of color for sure. They need some, but maybe they do. It's still early on, so maybe I'm still in like season 3. So we'll see if they get a little bit more progressive as the show goes on, but probably not. I have a feeling it doesn't. So, but it's like, I just have to have something short to watch and shit, you know? So that's what we got right now, but it's like the clothes they wear, it's fucking ridiculous, man. The 90s.
90s, very white people. You know what's even whiter than that show, though? How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your What Mother. Actually, no, I mean, they at least are like jokingly white. Like, and they like, I feel like they would remember that one where they're talking about sandwiches? You remember that one? Do you know what sandwiches were?
Oh, yeah.
It's code for weed.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we were eating sandwiches. That show was fucking funny.
Yeah.
So that was, I don't think that was as white as Friends. Friends is super white.
I always thought How I Met Your Mother was like the whiter version of Friends.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
I don't know. They're both
That's
pretty
just my
white.
opinion.
It's like, oh, how are we going to get to the coffee shop today? There's 2 guys sitting in our seats. It's like, oh, okay, man.
Like,
It's
great.
fucking, you're just asking to move. So, I don't know. We'll see. Just as something to watch, but fuck. Anyway.
I don't know. I'm always watching reruns of King of the Hill.
King of the Hill was a great show.
Right.
They need to bring that shit. Well, I don't know if they need to bring it. They like bring too much shit back. There's already enough shit on TV that they don't need to bring that shit back.
Everything's a remake now.
Did you watch Silicon Valley? That was same dude.
Yeah, Mike Judge.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it, though.
No.
I've been
It's
meaning to
good.
for a long time. Everybody says
First few
it's hilarious.
seasons are really funny, and then it kind of that one dude who's always like seems to be problematic, TJ Miller.
Yeah.
I feel like he's always in some shit. Like he's always getting in
He's
trouble.
pretty funny, though.
He's funny as fuck, but like I feel like he's gotten fired from some different jobs. Like he started on some shit and got fired, but I don't know. So anyway, fucking what else was on the agenda? Fucking oh, I remember what I was gonna ask you. So I know you don't watch football, but
Yeah.
we were talking a little bit about football last week. We were talking about Antonio Brown. Have you heard anything about this?
A little bit. Like he didn't he sign with the Patriots?
Yeah, so there was a whole thing where he was fucking pissed about his helmet, made a big stink about it, and then wanted to sit out or whatever. And so basically he released all this stuff, you know, supposedly called the GM of the Raiders a cracker, and basically got demanded that they release him or get traded. So they traded him to the Patriots, and supposedly the Steelers just didn't want him to be traded to them, so it was like a whole big thing. But anyway, so he gets to the Patriots are all happy, everybody's fucking happy, and then the next day he signs a contract, and this lady's like, yeah, he fucking raped me.
Oh,
It's
my
like,
God.
oh motherfucker. So like now there's a whole big thing and they're investigating, and so it's pretty fucking, yeah.
Yeah, his
And he's like a
situation's fucked.
superstar. Well, no, he's still playing, I think. It's still an investigation. It seems kind of suspect. I mean, you're not supposed to. It's supposed to believe all women now, but I mean, that whole shit sounds kind of suspect.
No, it happens.
Like right after you sign, and that whole shit happened the way it did, nothing comes up, and then immediately after that fucking shit comes out.
That's
Oh.
just about as suspect as Epstein.
Epstein. Yeah, that shit's suspect as fuck. I mean,
But
He was like supposed to be being watched, right? And they just weren't watching him.
Yeah. There was a whole bunch of shit with that. I think we talked about it before, but I don't know, man. Spooky.
I wanted to show you something here. How do I find my fucking screenshots? Hold on. You got to talk while I'm looking for this, because I wanted to get your opinion on this. Have you seen these new Yeezys? Hold on.
New Yeezys. I've never paid attention to Yeezys.
I know,
Like,
but
I've seen them, and I always thought they were
how the fuck
a
do
little
I find
ugly.
They are hella ugly, but there it is.
How do you feel about grown men who wear Jordans?
Grown, I mean, if you got money for Jordans, I'm not gonna hate on your decision to buy Jordans, and if they look fucking dope. My thing with shoes is like I would be a fucking sneakerhead if I wouldn't destroy the shoes. Like I would be so careless with my shit. Like I like to wear a lot of different hats, and I'm always losing my shit so I just know I would fuck up some shoes.
Right.
But if that's your thing, I'm not gonna knock you and you can afford it.
Yeah. I mean, do what you want, But I always thought like white dudes over the age of like 20 wearing Jordans, you kind of look like you're 15.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain point where there's got to be a cutoff, but
yeah, I don't know.
Okay, hold on, let me pull up these Yeezys. So, take a look at those. Those are the new Yeezys. They look like fucking Crocs. Just don't hold it too close to the mic because it'll fucking do all that shit. But yeah, they look like fucking Crocs, right? They're like adult white Crocs. So I just wanted to show you that and get your opinion on that.
Fly as hell,
would you wear those?
And not only would I wear them, I would pay $3,000.
I know. I was gonna say, how much do Yeezys cost?
I don't know, like $300-$400.
Do you buy sneakers and shit?
I just buy Vans. Vans and Converse is usually what I wear. I'm wearing a pair of Adidas right now.
You ever hear that song by The Pack? Vans.
Mm-hmm.
Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. No, you should look it up. It's good. If you like Vans, you'll like it.
Is that your boomer music?
Boomer music? I mean, it was a hip hop song. I don't know if it's boomer worthy, but dude, fucking, I work sales, so I deal with fucking people. I'm not gonna say exactly what I do, but boomers are the most fucking entitled people I've ever fucking met.
Fucking unironically, I'll say it. Fuck boomers, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck boomers.
So I've told my mom, I'm like, dude, you boomers are fucking the bane of my existence. No, I'm just but they just are like, yeah, I don't want to learn anything. Like I need everything done for me.
Technology bad.
And then they're like, these fucking millennials are so entitled. You're like, what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't get it. So yeah.
No. When I did the work that you still do, fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I just hated entitled people in general.
Yeah, like entitled to shit. But boomers in general, man, they're just fucking fuck. Is that pen accessible? Can I hit that? Is there stuff in it? What is this cap?
What?
Did you get like an adapter or something for this? What is this?
Yeah, it's I forget what brand it is, but it's one of like the screw-on ones. But there's just like a little adapter you screw onto the bottom of it and you just drop it in there. It's magnetic.
Yeah, that tastes pretty good.
Living in the 21st century, man.
Well, aren't vapes supposed to kill you now? That's
apparently,
like a new thing.
That's what a lot of people are saying that may or may not have been involved in the tobacco industry. Yeah,
my mom's all worried about vapes and shit. I'm like, why do you even give a fuck? She's like, teenagers are gonna keep dying from these things. I'm like, what the you don't think that seems suspicious? Like, I feel like big tobacco's losing money to those things, and they're just like, get them to smoke cigarettes.
Like the Family Guy joke.
Cigarettes aren't banned, and those things kill fucking tons of people.
Yeah, but they are losing millions of dollars every year.
Yeah.
So
I used to smoke cigarettes, man. That shit was fucking
I remember
expensive.
that. You smoked when I first met you.
I started with Newports, and then I went to I started with Marb Lights, and then I went to Marb Reds, fucking cowboy killers, and then I went to Newports because you could get them for single cigarettes, Lucy's. I think I've talked about that, where you got to get the G units.
What?
I didn't tell you about the G units.
I don't think so.
The guy with the gold tooth. No. I might have talked. Maybe it was on the other podcast. Anyway, so you could get single cigarettes. You had to go to the hood to get them, like to this little gas station downtown, and you had to ask for G units. If you went in and you were like, "Hey man, let me get a single cigarette," or Lucy, he'd be like, "G units, bro, G units." And like he would allegedly sell coke and shit in the back. I don't know. But like he was a shady ass fucking character from like you couldn't really tell wasn't from America, but you couldn't really tell where he's from. And it's like
he's just like
he could be from like
ambiguously ethnic.
Yeah, it's like where the fuck are you from? And so he would sell single cigarettes, and they started at 35 cents, and then they went up to like 50 cents. And you could buy them, and you would just go there when you were broke as fuck and get your cigarettes.
Let me get a smoke
and be like, yeah, man. And you'd ration them out, and now I don't even fucking give a fuck about them. I see cigarettes, I'm like, ew, it stinks.
Ew, it's gross.
Ew.
They don't kill you.
They're fucking nasty, and they're expensive as fuck.
Nicotine's never been my thing.
I get it.
I don't like it.
Yeah. It looks cool, though. You look real cool.
You do.
So.
Yeah, nobody can deny that.
And when you're doing drugs and shit, like if you're doing drugs, it's just like that was the biggest thing for me. It was like, fuck, I like to smoke cigarettes if I'm, enjoying recreational drugs. And drinking, like when you're drinking too, it's like, oh, I want to fucking smoke a cigarette, and you just got to get over that shit.
I think every time I've seen somebody fry on acid, they've wanted a cigarette, either wanted one or had one.
I tried acid after I started smoking cigarettes, but I swear that when I first quit cigarettes, I had taken mushrooms, and I was smoking a cigarette, and I looked at it and I was like, why the fuck are you smoking this thing? And I just I really actually thought about it, and I smoked like maybe one more cigarette that day, and then I quit shortly after that because I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like, there's no...
You were just over it.
Yeah, and so now it's been a while. I just smoke weed more and more, so...
It'll never stop.
Ew, what the fuck is this? You hand me that lighter, I'm gonna try and get this shit lit. Ooh, shit. Get this shit litty. So what else is new? I feel like I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Fucking anything.
It's been a little bit.
Any fucking wild dick sucking stories, like bitches trying to suck your dick. Well, bitches trying to suck your dick at 7-Eleven. You just have bitches trying to throw their pussy at you and shit.
Nothing quite like that, man. That was like seeing a unicorn.
I was like,
on meth.
You didn't take
in the streets.
You didn't take advantage of that meth unicorn.
No.
That shit would have stayed with you for life.
Yeah, no kidding. And I can't help but wonder what she would have tried to charge though, because she wasn't gonna do it for free.
It would have been cheap as fuck.
$5.
It would have been enough to get her a pack of smokes and maybe another hit of fucking meth. And meth, I don't know, is meth cheap? I've never bought meth.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, I don't know. I've never gone down that road.
A friend of mine told me that he did meth one time. I was like, what are you, fucking stupid, dude? He's like, well, fucking, my brother offered it to me just one time. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, Molly's technically like methamphetamines and shit, so that's technically, I guess, meth. But I've never done crystal meth. Yeah. That shit's just like...
Like, no.
You can tell when people are tweaking on that shit. They're just like, they look like you're just worried about what they're gonna do. You're like, what the fuck are you thinking right now? So that shit's just kind of wild. I would never fuck with that shit.
No. I don't know, man.
What the fuck was I gonna say? Shit. Oh yeah, I remember. Since we're fucking now, I'm smoking a joint. There was a show that I'm really bummed, and so this concept, I know it's gonna sound really stupid because I'm a little high right now, but so Doug Benson, you know Doug Benson?
Yeah.
Fucking like stoner comedian.
Didn't he do Super High Me? Oh shit.
He did, yeah, Super High Me. So he had a show on Comedy Central. It was like a 10-minute show. You know how they do those short shows sometimes? Mm-hmm. And it was called The High Court, and it was like, it was 15 minutes. And this is the entire show. Doug Benson was the judge, and they would have real people, and they were usually like ghetto as fuck, like hood rat motherfuckers, like white trash, like all these different motherfucking people. And they would have a real issue, and whatever decision Judge Doug came up with, they had to agree with. And so he would always have a different bailiff, and he would hear the fucking case, and then he would deliberate, which means he would go to the chamber, and they would fucking blaze up. So he'd smoke hella fucking weed. And then they would come back out and he would give his verdict. And it was just, that was the entire show. And it was 15 minutes and it was like one commercial break.
Wow.
And it was on for one season. It hasn't been back. And I thought it was going to come back. And I'm still waiting. And he had like posted some shit like teasing that it was going to come back at some point, and it just has never come back.
I'd watch that. I haven't seen anything Doug Benson related in a while.
Favorite fucking show ever. Look it up. It's yeah, like my wife couldn't get what she's like. Why do you like this? It's like, 'cause I'm high and you're not. Fucking, it's funny as fuck. Like, just get like having to decide what like who should get money over a dispute with your fucking little shitty dog while you're high as fuck off a huge bong rip, dressed like a judge. Like
it's hilarious.
It's fucking funny as fuck. So if you've never seen that show, request that shit come back on because it was fucking dope.
Did you ever watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
I don't know if there's anything left. I think, yeah, remember we talked about Aqua Teen when we were talking about that when they fucking did that thing I think it was in Boston where we thought.
We did talk about that. Yeah, with the Moonanites and fucking.
Yeah.
They had to pay all that money.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking
That
stupid.
shit was fucked. No, that show's not coming back. They're not bringing that shit back.
No, I think they finally like actually canceled it.
Yeah,
because they said they're going to do it like 2-3 times.
I read somewhere
did it.
I don't actually know if it's true or not, but I read that South Park was thinking about ending soon. That shit's been on forever.
Since '98. I think I've seen every episode of South Park twice.
Even the new ones?
Yeah.
You've all caught up? Damn.
Yeah, dude.
I
love South Park.
I feel like there might be one or two that I missed, but I've watched all the new ones. So when I was growing up, dude, because I'm a little bit older than you,
mm-hmm.
that show was like, you weren't supposed to watch it if you were a kid, and like you couldn't wear their clothes. So I had a shirt that I found at a flea market. It said "Respect My Authority."
Oh, with Cartman.
Yeah, and you weren't supposed to wear any of that shit to school. So I would wear it under my other clothes, and then as I was going to school, I'd take my other shit off so I could wear it. And every time I'd get fucking called in. I got in trouble for wearing a "Respect My Authority" shirt. I got in trouble for wearing a Marilyn Manson shirt, and I got in trouble for, I think there was one more, but at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I've only ever heard about that time where censorship on that shit was like really bad. Like they were blaming Marilyn Manson and like
Eminem.
Violent video games on all of America's problems.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do
They're
that
still
shit.
doing that shit.
Well, it calmed down for a while. Like it wasn't video games for a while. Like it was, then it wasn't, and now they're back to it. Some people are.
Dude, I need a new game. I just finished. I've been playing. I know I'm fucking so behind, but I've been playing that Horizon Zero Dawn, and I finally just finished it. And so now I need something new, and I'm not sure what the fuck I should play.
Oh, you have PlayStation. I was gonna say get Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5 this long ago?
Yeah. No, I just started playing it again
on PlayStation. Don't have to actually spend money to get good at that shit now, because like everybody's been on for so long.
It would help, but you don't have to.
Yeah,
there's ways of kind of grinding it out,
and getting around it. I mean, it's fun. It sounds like, I can't believe that the people still play that shit. I don't know how they still have.
No, like, that game,
and they're still making money.
I forget what records it broke, but it's one of like the biggest selling like single games of all time, something like that. They've made a stupid amount of money off of that virtual currency.
I was so excited for Red Dead Redemption to come to do the online. I'm like, did you play the story mode in that game? Yeah. That shit was fucking dope.
Yeah, it was really good.
And I'm like, yeah, online's gonna be dope. I can get a posse together with my boys. I can fucking rob trains. I can do all this shit. And then it came out, and it's like you could fucking run around and try to not get killed by a bunch of fucking assholes who are gonna try to lasso you and fuck with you. And that was basically it. And it was fun for a little bit, but it's like, I need something. And still, I don't think they've added much more. So I was expecting that shit to be on level with Grand Theft Auto 5, but maybe at some point.
I don't know. Some people like it.
That shit's years old.
I've never played it.
The next Grand Theft Auto is going to be fucking sick.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like, it's going to be like a Narcos style
I haven't
story.
heard anything about what it's supposed to be. What is it supposed to be in, like in Colombia and shit?
Yeah, like have you seen the Netflix series Narcos?
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't seen it. I read a bit about it. But yeah, it's supposed to be set in like different decades. Like the story's gonna take place in like the 60s, 70s, 80s.
I was gonna say it'd be dope if they did like, you know, like set some of it set in Miami, some of it set in Colombia, some of it set like.
That's the rumor.
Is that what?
Yeah, like it'll take place in Vice City for a little bit, and then you'll be in South America, you know, moving weight.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
If that's what's coming up.
I hope so.
But
it sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds really dope, and they would definitely do that shit right. It would be fucking dope. So the other thing that just passed is 9/11. I don't know why I smiled when I said that.
You look like you were really
like,
excited
hey.
to talk about 9/11. Oh my god.
Like, so 9/11, hey.
Yeah, hey, those towers, man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, don't get fucking pissed if you're listening to this. Fuck off. But no, the reason I was fucking smiling was because there was that guy when we used to work together who would drop off. He would come and just sit down and fucking shoot the shit with you and with all of us, and he would deliver like 9/11 like portraits, not portraits, like photos, framed like, photos and pamphlets on praying for 9/11.
Yeah, in the frame.
And it was nowhere near 9/11. It wasn't even on. It was like February 4th.
In that frame he had the picture of the towers blowing up, and then another like little text weird deal.
And he's like, "Here, take this." Like, I'm like, why the fuck do I want this?
He doesn't want you to forget, dude.
It said never forget it. Never forget. Fuck, man.
Never ever forget.
That shit was pretty wild when it happened, but we're not gonna fucking go over
share our 9/11
stories.
I was alive when it happened, but I don't remember it.
I was old enough they were like, yeah, the Twin Towers went down, and I thought there's this place called the Bayside Expo Center in Massachusetts. It's just like an event center, and I'm like, that's what I thought. That was a big center that I had known of, and I thought that's what it was.
Oh shit.
And it wasn't. So that was like, and they wheeled the TV out and shit. Like, it was way back in the day. I was in middle school. So, but that was it. I just wanted to bring up the dude who would give us the fucking 9/11 pictures because that shit was funny. It's like, why the fuck do I want this, man? It's like nowhere near 9/11.
They'd give it out in like fucking May
with weird fucking Christian like 9/11 pamphlets.
Yeah, it was also like super like creepy religious.
Yeah, and dude, supposedly that guy was really creepy with like a lot of the girls and shit. But really, yeah, who knows?
Dude, speaking of creepy religions, fucking Scientology. Have you heard about like the disappearances? Like, I guess a bunch of people associated with Scientology have like mysteriously disappeared or killed themselves.
Vanished.
Yeah.
Well, isn't like Leah Remini, doesn't she do a bunch of shit with that where she tries to expose them? And
yeah, because she was part of it for a long time.
Yeah.
I think Joe Rogan had her on.
Yeah, I need to watch that one or listen to that one. That shit's weird. I mean, anytime you're paying, don't they pay? Like, it's by the amount of money you pay in, that's how you get like your levels and shit. I have no idea.
Allegedly,
they're gonna show up at my door now and be like, "Do you want to join this Church of Scientology?"
No, anytime the word Scientology goes on the internet, they're like, "What the fuck? What'd they say?" But I guess a couple guys like they gave all of their money to Scientology, and then they went in debt to them, and then they killed themselves to fucking like get away from it.
Jesus,
like, it's a creepy cult, dude.
There's a lot of creepy cults. I would start a cult, but I don't know what
I would start a cult.
I don't know, maybe. I mean,
all
if the podcast ever gets big enough, be like, we'll do like live shows, and we'll have people come up and testify, and we'll be like, all right, brothers and sisters, we're going to do an offering. You're going to give us some money, and then we'll have to put shit in the fucking pot, and we'll pass that shit around, and bada bing, bada boom, and we have ourselves a private jet in no time.
That's the best plan I've ever heard. Let's do that.
We'll just blow in and out of like these rural areas in the Midwest. We'll just touch down. We'll fly in right after the Trump campaign rally. And we'll just like, do we get a discount since it's still used? We're just gonna get it like half off.
I was just gonna say, if the Trump campaign can fool most of America, so can we.
Oh shit, that's funny. Oh yeah, fucking. We talked about this on like the first or second podcast, but Area 51 was canceled. The Area 51 raid, I just read that it was canceled.
Nobody's talked about it in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, the meme happened so long ago. I called it from the beginning. I was like, this is going to burn out before.
Well, everything does on the internet.
Of course.
It's wild how quick, like, people have such short attention spans on the internet. It's fucked. Just trying to get people to listen to this podcast, it's fucked. They're like, yeah, no, I don't fuck with you.
People are studying that now.
Yeah.
Like memes in society and like the effect it has on the culture, because things will pop up. Everybody will talk about it for like 1-2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's easy
Diaz,
to get
move
shit
on to the next
slide
thing.
through.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking important information slides through. So, I'm glad that you're back in the kitchen. So last week when she was on the show, I had said that I had allowed her to be out of the kitchen. I was like, yeah, she's allowed to be here on the show. And I introduced her as my first wife.
Your first
Bottom bitch, you remember that.
You're the bottom bitch. Yeah, you're my bottom bitch. Well, thanks for making me dinner / us if Carson's staying for dinner, but you're excused now. You don't have to stand there creepily. We're going to be finishing up soon. Don't fucking rush me.
I'm asking.
I love you.
Asking how
I was talking to the podcast listeners, not you. I'm just kidding. I love you too. I don't know. Not that much time. But yeah, that shit fizzled out. The fucking Area 51 shit.
Mm-hmm.
We should just show up. Now's the time to show up. Because they won't be expecting it. They'll be like...
Be the only fucking quote-unquote media there.
Dude, if we went and showed up and we #1 podcast...
What if we did, though?
Hey, maybe we will. Maybe we won't.
Could we get the money together for plane tickets and like a hotel for the night? Maybe.
Maybe, but you can buy a lot of weed with that money.
You really could.
We would probably just get stoned.
Just like everything, forget about it. Get high.
Yeah, I'm going to Comic-Con tomorrow. I'm speaking of getting high. I'm going to Comic-Con tomorrow, and I was hoping I'd have stickers to give out, but I fucking am
Are you gonna
not.
dress up?
I am. I'm gonna dress up as Sailor Moon. No, I'm just kidding. I am not gonna dress up
Put the
as Sailor
fucking
Moon.
schoolgirl outfit on.
Dude, that was my show back in the
I
day.
fucking dare you.
Nah.
You ain't no, I ain't doing that.
No, I don't have anything. I could wear like, I have some toys I could wear, but
Some what? You're
Like,
some toys.
I have like anal beads. No, I'm just kidding. Like fucking the Chewbacca mask that talks. I have that shit. And like,
okay.
yeah, that type of shit. But
Not your foxtail butt plug.
I was gonna. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I'm into pup play. That's more my speed. I like pup play.
Wear your fursuit to Comic-Con.
Dude, shit. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be into that shit. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? It's probably hot as fuck, but
Maybe.
anyway, ready to start wrapping it up for this fucking week, or you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just wanted to expose your fursuit that you have hidden in the closet for that $10,000, big old wolf costume, bright blue. Don't
Bright
think I haven't
blue.
seen it.
Why is it bright blue?
You tell me. I don't know what's going on in your imagination. You're the one who brought it to life. I know
fuck.
you go by Adrian, the fucking great leader in your wolf pack.
Adrian. that does sound like a furry name. Like, have you met somebody and they were like, yeah, like what's one of your secret kinks? And they're like, I'm into furry. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, Adrian. And that just kind of sounds like it
just
rolls
kind of
off the
fits,
tongue.
right?
Yeah, it just kind of fit. So, all right. Well, as always, fucking follow us on Instagram, fucking Choice Nugs Only, at Twitter. Fuck, my nose is kind of stuffed up. At Choice Nugs Only. The website, if you want to send in some feedback, fucking helpful feedback only, ittybittypodcast.com. What else? I feel like I'm missing something.
I don't know, man.
I think I said it all, and then just subscribe, rate, and review, and all that shit, and tell all your friends about the podcast. Oh, and check out Itty Bitty Podcast as well. Carson, do you want to say anything before we fucking take off for the week?
Give money, please.
Give money, please. We don't ask for money, bro.
No.
We're not fucking with this. Isn't
No,
a
fuck
religion
that.
yet. Once we graduate to a religion, that's the game plan.
Yeah.
We turn this into a religion.
Once
we
we-
slowly build it up. We get some fucking gullible suckers who will listen to whatever we say, and then we have them give us some money, and then we have jets, and fucking private planes, bitches,
Bitches and pounds of
Yeah.
weed. And
pounds of weed. Fucking, we
no-
start like a sex trafficking thing. Like every rich Christian organization, I feel like, has to have like a cool sex ring.
And then
that
we piss
run.
off the Clintons and we disappear.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, is that something that happens? Isn't that like a pizza store or something? I don't know.
Fucking Pizzagate. I don't know, man. Well, unless we disappear into the pizza store, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll be at the pizza store. Wait, the pizza store is we're dead, right? Or wait, I don't know.
I don't know what happens at the pizza store.
All right, we'll see you folks next week.
Okay, bye.